AJK.
I love you.
Yeah! More focused than I ever been. Fuck subliminal messages. I chose to speak from within. I can't hide who I is. Yes, I win, and I chose to really go for what I predict. It's so fit in how my perspective shifted around, and I ain't thinking about what I'm without, but a different route. Yeah, different route, cause I'ma figure it out. Yeah, I'ma figure it out. And even with my doubts, I vow to never let them bring me back down. I'm profound, my mind sound, my people proud. Self-affirmation is the loudest sound if you listen out. That's what I found, look. But peep.
Yo, this is your boy Trent coming at you live on Talk to Me podcast, where we keep it 100 with everything that's popping. And today, man, I'm sitting with your boy MFAST from Atlanta. What's going on with you?
What's going on, my brother?
Man, I'm doing good, man. And you know what, man? Outside of doing good, man, I'm just like, hey, I'm just blessed to see another day, man, alive and well. And so, tell us a little bit about yourself, man. Where you from? What you about, man? And what made you get into music?
Well, man, I was born in Florida, born and raised in Florida. Then I moved to Atlanta, Georgia when I was probably like 10 or 11 or something like that, and pretty much been in the Atlanta area ever since. And I got into music probably about a year or two after we moved to Georgia. I grew up around all type of music, like, my mom and my uncles and everybody. Music was very prominent in our household. Like, I can remember some of the first songs that I remember hearing, especially rap songs. I can remember hearing when I was like 2 or 3 years old. And we grew up around a lot of like just hip hop and R&B and that soul music, like old school stuff. Yeah. And I pretty much got into it, started recording when I was probably about 12.
Okay, man. Like, I'm a '90s baby, man. So like, man, I remember, man. That was the R&B era, man. They call it baby boom.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying, man?
Yes.
So they trying to bring R&B back, but me personally, I'm like, man, it ain't gonna be like how it was back then. I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry, man. Everybody was making babies around then.
Yeah. But it's a lot of soul in the music back then.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I agree 110%. So you say you from Florida. What part of Florida?
I'm from all over Florida. I was born in Tallahassee. That's at the top of Florida. And my mom and my dad, when they split up, we moved down to St. Petersburg, right outside of Tampa. Yeah. And that's like like South Florida, kind of like not too far from Orlando, Central Florida. And pretty much that area right there.
Okay. I spent a couple of years down there when I was in the Navy. I was up there in Jacksonville in the Mayport area. So, man, Tallahassee, you got Sanford, Florida, all that, man. And I like to tell folks, man, there's some good football down in Florida, man. No doubt, man. There's some good football down there. But more importantly, man, for you, like, did your whole perspective of the music scene change when you got to Atlanta? Because I know Florida, man, their music scene, they like to junk, it's all about that, that hype, man. But Atlanta is something different. Atlanta's real different. So did that change for you when you moved?
It kind of did, cause I'm not gonna lie to you. When I was living in Florida, I never wanted to get into music. But like when we moved to Georgia, it was like a whole different. Like Atlanta back then was way different than your Atlanta now. Like it was a lot of prominent people. Like you had your Gucci Mans back then, your Waka Flockas, T.I.s. You had your major artists back then, but it was a whole underground scene of Atlanta rappers and singers and stuff back then. Like just before like Roscoe Dash blew up, like Travis Porter, and it was another group called Rich Kids, and these were young people. Like these were people that was like high school, you know what I'm saying? And they were like making noise around the city, and it was just like it kind of like motivated you. And one of my biggest inspirations, really the reasons why I started doing music was because of Drake, the rapper Drake. Like I was watching, I used to watch him on his, he used to be on the show called Degrassi.
Mm-hmm.
And it was Jimmy Brooks on there. Yeah, he was Jimmy. So before he even started rapping, I knew who he was, and I was watching TV, and I seen him. He was on that, he had a song with Lil Wayne. It's called Every Girl. It was like the Introducing Young Money or something like that. And I rose up out of the chair. I said, man, this is Jimmy. What is he, a rapper now? What's going on? So it was like, man, if he could come out and rap, and he got shot, he was in a wheelchair, man. And I was like, man, I think I can rap. So, it really just started from there, man.
Wow, man. That's pretty cool, because like, I asked that question a lot because we was talking a little bit earlier, and I mentioned how, man, you just got a lot of people out here doing different things, right? And I feel like, man, if you don't know why you're doing a certain thing, man, what's going to keep you doing that 2, 5, 10 years down the line, right? And
right.
So if there's no personal connection, right? If you don't love what you do, it's just going to be a fling. It's going to be a fling,
right,
man.
Right,
it's just like, a relationship with a girl, man. We had a couple of those, hey, that's for the fling, and then that certain one came in your life and changed everything up. You know what I'm saying? Now you the one picking up the trash and the drawers off the floor, right?
right. That's facts. That's facts.
But it's crazy that you mentioned like just the overall scene, because Atlanta is known for its history and its deep roots in hip hop. A lot of people that don't know too much of anything, they say, oh yeah, New York, it's the center. I like, nah. You don't know your history, bro. You forgetting all about Atlanta. The A, man. The A is in the music world, in the music industry. The A is the center of hip hop, man. It dates all the way back to. It dates all the way back to. Oh my gosh, MC Sade. If you ever heard of him. And then, like you said, Gucci came out. I believe Usher came out of the A. A lot of prominent people came out of the A. And so, in the A, known for, that crunk, that trap,
right,
all out of the A. So, man, with that being said, like, when you get on the mic, man, when you're writing your music, a lot of artists, they come out in the interviews and say, man, they got the city on their shoulders, right? Is there a certain pressure that you feel when making your music? Like, hey, there's a bar that needs to be met, right? Because you are a rapper out of the A.
I look at it. I don't look at it as I have something on my back. When I started, I fell in love with it. I would say when I was probably maybe like 15. And it became a escape route for me from the environment and the reality of what was going on and the people that was around me and stuff like that. So it became sort of like therapy to me. So I just when I go in to write a song or to write anything, I have to be feeling something. You know what I'm saying? I create most of my best material comes from like relationships, heartbreak. Being broke, losing money, just regular normal life stuff that a lot of people can relate to. And I feel like, with the music industry now, you got these rappers, they quick to talk about the jewelry, the cars, the clothes, the houses, but don't nobody want to talk about when they sitting up in the bed missing a person that they used to be in love with, rubbing on their skin at night. You know what I'm saying? Nah, they ain't here no more. We not talking about, how we feeling when we going to see our parents and they God forbid our parents die and we got to go to the funeral. We're not talking about that type of pain, and it's just like, it's all about the glitz and the glamours, but it's just like, okay, when the lights go off, how we feel? Are we trying to turn up when the lights go off? So it's just, I pretty much base my music off of that.
Man, that's real powerful that you said, because when I look at the rap industry now, right, and we was just talking about how music is so different from when we was growing up to now.
Right.
Like, man, we used to connect with you know, the music that we was listening to when we was growing up, man. Like now I can remember the song, you know, when I met my wife. You know what I'm saying? I can remember the first song, you know, we was jamming to my first time in the club or something, man, because we could connect with that artist. I feel like nowadays, like we're in the era where like a lot of artists, yeah, they're out there making music, but they don't connect with the audience, right?
Right.
And I was just watching the video of Rick Ross, man, and he was at a concert, man, and in Houston actually. And this dude was late. I think he was like over 45 minutes late for the concert. And everybody was leaving, bro. Everybody was leaving, man. I guess everybody was like, man, to the hell with this. Cause honestly, as a supporter, bro, I'm on time for your concert. Why you ain't on time? You know, so
right.
I feel like they got to be a connection to your audience, man. So how you feel about the industry now in terms of, you know, the artist, the connection with the artist to the audience? Because I believe Drake came out in an interview, and Drake was like, man, I don't know what it feels like to not make a hit. You know, like it just man, he just get on the track, talk a little bit, and it's a hit. You know, him and Future and Metro Boomin, if they get just like Future and Metro Boomin, they're about to drop an album. You already know it's a hit, even if you don't talk about nothing, it's a hit. You know, because it's Future and Metro Boomin. So how do you feel today in terms of the rap industry of, you know, the connection between the artist and their audience?
I feel it's definitely a lack, and you can see why it's a lack, because you can base a lot of stuff off of album sales and stuff like that, and streaming numbers. You can look at a lot of these rappers and a lot of these major artists. You can look at their first week's numbers, and then you look at their second week, and you look how it's going down drastically every week since they first came out. Versus, you know, back in the day, you know, your favorite rapper drop an album or your favorite singer drop an album, you finna be listening at that. You finna be listening at that all day. So it's definitely the connection is definitely not like it used to be. Because like you said, you know, most rappers are chasing hits. You know, they're chasing this. Everything is about dollar now. Okay, how many can I need to break this streaming record? It's not about, okay, how do I get this fan that's gonna be with me to the end? You know what I'm saying? Like, how do I, like Drake, when Drake first came out, he had a consistent fan base, you know. It was just, you know, he had the women, he had the guys, and it was just the guys would listen to his music, but, you know, we listening to his music by ourselves. You know what I'm saying? We ain't riding with our homeboys listening at Drake. I'm cruising on the late night. You know what I'm saying? By myself listening at Drake. You see what I'm saying? So it's just, but now it's just like you said, man. It's popularity. It's, oh, I got to make a hit. I can get on the song and say some nonsense, and it's a hit. You know, it's not about that connection no more. Like, okay, I'm going through this. You know what I'm saying? But it's like you can't really expect these people to be going through nothing. These people are millionaires, billionaires. What exactly are they going through? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I agree with that, man. And I think, man, that's why I'm a big J. Cole fan, man. Not just because he's from the Carolinas, but bro, when J. Cole, man, look, when J. Cole get on the mic, when you hear about J. Cole dropping the album, everybody just waiting. It's like some new J's come out, bro. Hey, everybody waiting in line because J. Cole connection with the audience, man, is phenomenal, man. You see my man paying off people's student loans, you know, paying people ways to college. You know, matter of fact, he just went viral for using a random fan type beat on YouTube and made it blow up, bro. So I mean, bro, we're missing that, man. We're missing that, and so, you know, I do feel like that connection has to be there. So, you know, listening to your music, man, I really do like how precise you are with your wordings, right? You know, I get the whole, you know, hit thing, and you want things to, you know, jump and pop off and get another club hit, but I can really tell when I listen to your songs, man, like you really put some thought into it. So, what song was the most difficult for you to write?
Oh man, I'm gonna be like, I don't want to be too conceited when I say that. I don't have difficulty writing any music, man. Like I've never had difficulty writing my music because it's from here. It's not like I don't go in my, cause I have like a home recording type of deal. So I don't have to be sitting in my studio and trying to come up with the most wittiest lines, trying to come up with the most clever, okay, what am I going, how am I going to make this hit? I don't sit down and think like that. It's just like, okay, I'm going through this. This girl, she just broke my heart. I mean, she just ripped it out my chest and stomped on it right in front of me. Like now I'm getting ready to sit in front of this microphone. I'm getting ready to sing how I feel, rap how I feel, talk about exactly what I'm feeling. And it's just like a lot of that music, man, even with my newest EP, man, most of those songs on there are like 3 years old, man, because a lot of my music is so personal to me that I hold on to it. I don't want to like let nobody hear this, like, because I'm at my most vulnerable state. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's matter of fact, they got it. I just found this out myself, but Bryson Tiller, right? The reason why he blew up so bad, man, is that it was personal. A lot of the fans could connect with that. Matter of fact, they put it into a whole genre called trap soul, right?
Right.
So and that's exactly what you're describing. Is that, man, when you're sitting there and you're writing, right? You got to put your soul in it, man. If you want something to last time itself, right? Something that down the road we'll look back to and still connect to. It got to be from you. It got to be from you. And I can see why a lot of artists, they are emotionally drained, right? They are mentally drained because, man, when you're putting out EPs, when you're putting out, albums and singles back to back, it takes a lot out of you, right? You're giving something away, right? And so, with that being said, like, what inspires you? What drives you to keep putting these things out? Because I was talking with my wife, and she made a statement. She's like, in life sometimes it can get to the point to where you give so much of yourself, and if there's nothing being poured back into you, you're just an empty vessel. And so what inspires you? What's being poured back into MFAST so he can go back into the studio and continue to give more?
Just every day, man. You know what I'm saying? Just like life moves every day, and it's just like I'm inspired by what makes me keep going and want to keep putting out music is because I do have people that listen to me. Like I get emails all the time. Hey man, you released a song 10 years ago. I can't find it nowhere. Can you think you can send it to me? I get people, man, I've been a long-term fan for 10 years and all of that type of stuff like that. So it's like, man, these people, like, it's like I may not have a huge fan base, but it's people out there that they can relate to what I'm saying. Like they listen at me, what I be talking about in these songs. So that stuff right there, I would say it motivate me. And just me being able to vent, because if I can't make music and create music, then I'm gonna have to go and sit in front of therapists every week, or I'm finna have to call somebody to talk about the things that's going on with me and how I'm feeling. And rapping, it kind of like saved my life, man, because it became an outlet for me. When I felt at times I didn't have no outlet because I felt like didn't nobody understand me, even sometime now. And it's just like I can make a song or write a song and put it out, and people is like, man, damn, I went through that. You know what I'm saying? Damn, I'm going through that right now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I agree with that because I believe what's his name? Bizzle. He's down there in Florida, but he's a gospel rapper, right? And he said pretty much the same thing that you said. Like there's plenty of times where he thought about quitting because the career, there was times where he had to go on tour, times he had to go and just be on the road, and he didn't get to go to games. He didn't get to go to, you know, certain events with the kids. He couldn't be home with the wife, you know, and that was a heavy weight for him, you know, because he like he want to be there, but you know he's like, I need to do this too, and so I think it is important for artists to be able to have a healthy balance, right? Because you don't want to lose yourself. And I mean, I'm pretty sure you can agree many times where we see a good artist, man, come out and then all of a sudden they just spiral out of nowhere, right? Just go crazy. That's right. Right? And then next thing you know, they're unheard of, or they're in the cuckoo house somewhere, right? And I couldn't help but think, like, man, like what, like where did, like, and it goes back into having that environment, having that safety net, because, you know, from one man to the next man, you know, we can lose ourselves sometimes, right, man? Like, so you gotta have somebody to be able to pull you out, man, and be like, hey, all right, let's get back on focus, right? And so, so being in Atlanta, right? Being in Atlanta, do you feel like there's a shift in the music scene? Like, every city is different. I've been to a couple of cities that's different, and the music scene to me is different in every city. Like, back in the day, Boosie made a statement. Like, you know, back in the day, every city they would be excited to go to each different city because of the different DJs. There wasn't no commercial standard, right? You go to Memphis got a scene. You go to Charleston got a scene. Atlanta got a scene. So they can find different talent. You know, to go out there is not, and find talent is not what it is today, where you can just press record, send it in, and go viral, and boom, you know, you go TikTok viral. Hey, someone's signing you real quick. You know, back then they traveled. They went to the clubs, you know, they went to the different scenes because every city was different. So do you feel like the scene in Atlanta is shifting?
Man, I feel like it's definitely shifting. I really feel like it's going away from Atlanta. I feel like that the rap is going away from Atlanta because you got a lot of different cities that's like that's very popular right now. Memphis being one of them. I feel like Memphis is hotter than Atlanta right now. I feel like a lot of that music, a lot of these Atlanta rappers are making it's becoming, it's like everybody is doing it. You know what I'm saying? You got a lot of people that's not even from here like that, and they say, I'm not even really from here like that. But you got a lot of other people that's like, okay, Atlanta popping, let me go to Atlanta and see what I can do out there. You know what I'm saying? See, you got a lot of that type of stuff going on. And I feel like Atlanta, man, it's always gonna be the Mecca, but it's like the Atlanta sound, we don't really have that sound like we like. Memphis right now to me has a sound. Like they have, when you hear those Memphis artists and them Memphis rappers, it's like, okay, this is the sound. Even with some of the beats that they rapping on, it's like, this is that. Atlanta don't have that no more, and I feel like we ain't had that. We ain't had that sound.
Houston sound.
What'd you say?
I say Houston got the sound, man. I heard some rappers down there in Houston, man, and they totally different. Yeah. Totally different.
Yeah. But see, Houston, that's a different market within itself because, see, Houston, when I was a kid, man, Houston always was like, okay, they support their own. They don't need Atlanta people. They don't need California people. Houston residents support their own. Texas rappers, they get there. They don't even got to leave the state of Texas. They can tour in the state of Texas and make millions of dollars because they support their own. That whole state has a sound. That culture out there is crazy out there.
I agree, and you hit on something, and maybe we got to have you back on to talk about it. But you know, just the overall support from your city. You know. How, you know, like you say, Texas in itself, bro, you ain't gotta go outside Texas. If you just trying to just blow up right there in your city, in your state, man, you ain't gotta leave Texas. But you know, versus, you know, you go to these some other places, and I hate to say, you know, like Young Dolph and a lot of these rappers, man, why are they going back home and dying in their city? You know, it shouldn't be that way, you know. And so, but you know, that's another topic for another time, you know, because that's a whole segment in itself, man. But you know, MFAST, man. So out of all the music that you wrote, out of your tracks, man, which one is your favorite and why?
Ooh, out of all the songs that I wrote, You mean out of every song or the songs that I put out?
Out of all the songs that you wrote, and it may be something that someone hasn't heard, you know?
Okay, I got this song that I wrote. Cause I make everything. I make all the beats and all that stuff now.
Oh, that's
yeah, I do it all now. I got this one song that I wrote. I never put it out. I'm gonna put it out. I made it maybe like 2-3 months ago. I'm still kind of riding to it. I'm still like it's my favorite songs. And it's about this girl. It's about this girl that kind of like she left me. She left me. In the song I talk about her leaving me and why she don't want to be with me like how she used to want to be with me. It's like I'm really vulnerable now. I'm singing. It's like my fault. Ain't nobody never heard the song. You know what I'm saying? It's like, but it's my favorite song because it describes, like, if I put it out, it'll probably do really good because, man, anybody can relate to that. Anybody can relate to it.
Oh, yeah.
But I just, what you say?
Oh no, I'm agreeing with you, man. Go ahead.
Yeah. It's just anybody can relate to it. You know, and that's the type of music. That's the type of music that I really like. It's just when it comes to that type of, I don't really like putting that type of stuff out there like that, man, because it's like it's some personal stuff. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. That's awesome, man. Because I do feel like you gotta have some type of a quality standard when it comes to your music, man. You just don't want to just be putting stuff out, you know. Oh, yeah.
You know, you gotta have something, man. When they listen to MFAST, they're like, man, yo, like that's that dude to get me through. You know?
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So man, I know you got a favorite rapper, man. Who's your favorite rapper? And if you could have the chance to collab with anyone, who would it be?
My favorite rapper is this rapper out of this rapper out of Detroit. His name is Payroll.
Okay.
He's a legend, but he's like a local type of legend. I've been listening to him since I was in high school. He's my favorite rapper. Him and Jay-Z are my favorite rappers. I've been listening to that Jay-Z since I was like probably like 6th grade, 7th grade. But yeah, those two are my favorite rappers, and I'll speak on them. Briefly. Payroll, my favorite rapper, because he motivates you on how to get money. Like, he talks about like how he used to sell drugs and all of that type of stuff like that. But it's like behind, if you listen at what he's saying, he tells you how to invest the money. He tell you what to invest the money in. He tells you, okay, once you do this, do that. Okay, once you get this amount, do this, double that. Don't go and spend your money on jewelry. Don't be eating that Roof Chris when you know you got this coming up. Pay you over there. Do this type of stuff like that right there. So it motivates you. You can take what he's saying in his rap, even though he's talking about selling drugs, you can take it and apply it to any legitimate business, and you will succeed at it. And that's the reason why he is my favorite rapper. And Jay-Z, man, Jay-Z been my favorite rapper since I was a kid, man. It's just, yeah, since I was a kid, man. Like, I was like in like 6th grade listening to that, like his first CD in '96 when it came out. It came out in '96, his first CD, yeah. And I've been listening to it and stuff. And it's just, Jay-Z just he motivates you because it's like, man, you see where he come from, yeah, and then you see where he at. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And his music ain't never been about like, just like, you know, throwing your life away. Like, if he's talking about selling drugs, he's telling you, okay, yeah, you may sell drugs, but use your money to do this. Use your money to do that. You know, get in and get out type of deal. So that's the reason why Jay-Z my favorite. You know what I'm saying? It's just about, you know, what he stood for, you know, in his music and stuff like that.
Okay. Well, I got a question for you. So,
what's up?
Would you take $1 million or dinner with Jay-Z?
Hey man, I love Jay-Z. I feel like I got everything. Hey, listen, wait, listen now. Hey, I feel like I have gotten everything Jay-Z could tell me in all of his albums. I'm taking $1 million. I don't need to be sitting in front of Jigga, him telling me about all of his stuff I can read. I got his books. I can read about all that stuff he got going on. Hey, give me the $1 million. I can do it, Jigga. I can do it.
My man, like, look, I like you, man. Hey, I support you, but I need that money, though.
Yeah. I need that.
Bet. Well, look, man. Hey, man, I appreciate you, man, for stopping by, man. I wish we had some more time, but we got to cut it. We probably got to have you on again, man, because I really enjoyed our conversation. But, man, before you go, man, hey, you got any new projects in the works for your fans, man? What you got coming up?
Yeah, man. Aside, I didn't even really get to speak on this. Next time you have me on, I'll talk. We can get more into it.
Bet.
Aside me being a rapper, man, I also I've been had a record label for the past 5 or 6 years or whatever, and I got a couple artists and stuff, and you know, I'm focused on my music. But a lot of my time and my energy goes into like managing other artists and stuff like that. So I got some new projects coming out. I'm gonna put out another album probably right before the summertime or right at when the summertime hit. And you know, my artist is putting out a single and stuff like that. So I'm kind of like that's what I'm focused on. But I definitely, because I ain't put out no body of work in besides my EP in a couple years. So yeah, I got videos and stuff like that, and I'll send you some of my artists' music, man, and let you check it out, and you know, you can tell me what you think.
Hey man, maybe we can have them on the show.
yeah, definitely, man.
Because that's what we all about, man. Because I understand, man. It's a grind to get out here, man. And so, you know, we don't look for nothing in return, man. We understand, man. It takes a village, man. It takes a village. It really do. And so, man, you know, having good people around you, having a good support system, man, that's what it's all about. And so, hey, talk to me 843. That's what we doing here. And so, man, but tell the people real fast, man, how they can connect with you, how they can listen to your music. Hey, y'all, just like I got in the beginning of the video, he got this EP, Legend of the Fallout, man. And so y'all need to check that out on Apple Music, right?
Yes, sir. It's on Apple Music, Google Music, YouTube Music, wherever you listen to your music at, it's available.
Oh, bet. All right, man. You got any shout outs, man? Anybody you want to give thanks to?
Yeah, man. I want to give thanks to, you know, God. It's because of God, man, that all of this is possible. You know what I'm saying? Every day I wake up, I thank God, man. I like to thank, you know, my mom and my uncles and everybody that had a part in, you know, raising me. All my friends, man. You know, my artist T-Dub. You know, my other artists that I manage, Fennell. You know, I like to thank all these guys. You know, everybody help make me who I am, man. They help make me, you know, be able to continue to grind for another day. You know what I'm saying? So I like to shout out all them folks, man. For sure. Hey, gotta give that thanks to mom and pops, man. Look, when we couldn't eat. Oh, yeah. Hey, bro, look, when we couldn't eat, they made sure we ate. Yeah. Yes, sir. That's what I'm all about, man. Taking care of people, man, that took care of you when you couldn't even take care of yourself, man. For real. So, yes. Hey, thanks, mom and pops, giving us this blessing, all this good music to the world, right? And so, man, that's right. But that's all that I have, man. Hey, thank you for tuning in, man. Y'all make sure y'all go check out and support MFAST, man. And he's definitely gonna be back on again. We definitely got to get him back on again. And I got some people in the A, man. When I come through, I'ma holler at you, bro. I'm gonna hit you up, man. We great. Man. Is maybe show me around town. But man, that's all that we have, man. Thank y'all for tuning in, man. And you know what? We'll be back. Stay safe. Love you. Peace. All right, man. Catch a fly.